started. My name is Kelly Clark. I am your Resident Services Director. I am going to be going through your emergency response and how to call for help, give you some tips on determining whether you need 911, the wellness nurse, contact the front desk. Any questions that you have, I will ask that we do it at the end. I will go through the slideshow and give you some examples, and then we'll go through the questions at the end. I am going to let Betsy speak first in regards to your pendants.
Okay.
So we're going to go through this list here of calling for help. We're going to go through emergency response, which has to do with wearing your pendants, using the pendant, checking in, when you should call for 911 versus the wellness nurse. And so I'm going to let Betsy speak just a little bit about our pendants.
Hello, good morning. I'm so happy to see so many people here today. This is exciting. Okay, so what I wanted to share with everybody is when you moved in, everyone should have received an emergency alert pendant. So I'm not seeing a lot of them when I look around the room. I'm hoping they're underneath your shirt or on your belts. Yeah, because there's not a lot here. So the importance of your pendant is that it is one way that we can always get to you. If you need assistance and you push that button, we know that you need help and we know where you're at. So when you push that button, it notifies the front desk first. And so the front desk is going to receive a page, and they are going to look at it, and it's going to say apartment S101, and that maybe they're in the breezeway. Or, it'll say master bath even if you're in your apartment and you pull your cord. So that helps us get to you quickly to know, that you're needing assistance. We're also going to call you. Half the time when your pendants go off, it's because we sat on it, we leaned on it, we were changing our clothes. It's an accident. That happens. So that's why we call. And then when we call you, you can say, oh gosh, sorry, it was an accident. Or you can say, yes, I need help. Or if you don't answer the phone, we're still on our way. So it's really important that you keep that pendant with you wherever you go. I know a lot of people don't like to have it visible, and that's fine. But I will share why it's my personal story as to why I feel like it's so important for you to wear your pendant as well. So I think a lot of you know that I started in senior living 10 years ago when I had to place my dad in assisted living. So he was in assisted living because he fell on the floor in his own home and lay there for 3 days before someone found him. So he'd been on a waiting list for assisted living in Michigan, unfortunately, on a wait list. And so that was the final straw that he remembered, that fear, that shame, that embarrassment from laying on the floor for 3 days, needing help, having accidents, trying to get up to reach for the phone and not being able to do it. So I moved him into assisted living that week. We rode that momentum and got him placed in assisted living down here in Florida. And all was going pretty well. He received his emergency alert pendant. And about 6 months in, he got up during the night at some point, he fell again. He did not have his pendant. This time he was on the floor so long that his muscles created too much creatinine and shut down his kidneys. He went into kidney failure. He became a dialysis patient. So anybody that ever knows what a dialysis patient and the havoc that can wreak on your body, well, you get used to it and you adapt. He lost 100 pounds, was weak, wheelchair bound. And this was someone that was pretty independent, still walking, doing okay, but just had some cellulitis and neuropathy in his feet and had a couple of falls. So I feel very personal that it is my mission to make everybody try to wear their pendant or keep it close. Some people I see keep it on a walker. If you're not going to wear it, at least that's maybe the second best, but I do hope that you keep it on you because I don't want anything to ever happen to any of you here. Like I said, I feel very passionately that you should have that because it is our goal to keep you safe here. We want to be able to help you. We want to keep you safe in your home. And the way that we can do that is by you pushing your pendant. So again, have it with you as you travel throughout the community because it does help us to locate you quickly.
Thank you. Yes, So very important that you keep your pendant with you at all times. Just like we carry our cell phones, we're kind of used to it now. Make your pendant your best friend, because it will tell us where you are. We can find you pretty much anytime. Use it, okay? So a lot of you brought in your health history forms today. I appreciate that. We do need them on file. Just a couple of notes about that. You do not have to put your social security number on there. You do not have to put any medical issues that you may have on there. That is your choice. Our main goal is to make sure that we have your name, date of birth, an emergency contact, permission to contact your emergency contacts, and permission for them to enter your apartment if you are not here. So say your children fly in from California because you've had a heart attack. We can't let them in your apartment if you don't give us that permission, okay? So it's very important that you have those on file. If you've already filled them out, I am going to be blacking out your social security number because we do not need that. They had that when you moved in, it came on your contract. That's more business information than health, okay? So I'm going to be going through steps that we take when you do press your pendant or you are in need of assistance. So in identifying medical emergencies, things like unconsciousness, chest pains, difficulty breathing, fainting, uncontrolled bleeding or bleeding that will not stop, symptoms of a stroke, including sudden difficulty talking or walking, one-sided weakness, sudden confusion, facial drooping, symptoms of severe allergic reaction, including tongue swelling, hives, wheezing, trouble breathing, choking, coughing up or vomiting blood, sudden severe headache, severe abdominal pain or severe persistent vomiting, sudden severe change in cognitive function, a head injury, or any time you're in doubt, call EMS, call 911 for an evaluation. Non-emergencies such as cold and virus symptoms or minor cuts, scrapes, and bruising, we can help you with some of those. The wellness nurse can come check on you, and I'll go through some of those things that she can and cannot do. So when to call 911 versus calling the front desk or the wellness nurse. Anytime you're experiencing a life-threatening emergency, life-threatening symptoms, or if you fall and hit your head, we're going to ask that you call 911 immediately, or your family member that may be with you, contact 911 immediately. We do ask that you let the front desk know that you've called 911 if you're able to, just so that we can route the paramedics to the correct department. You can, again, press your pendant. We're going to come to you if you're not able to call us. If you're experiencing symptoms of serious health conditions but do not feel that it's life-threatening, you can press your pendant. It will notify the front desk. Myself or Carol will come and check on you if it's during business hours, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30. After 4:30 and on the weekends, we have security that will come up and check to make sure everything's okay. The staff members can assess and call for help if appropriate. So if you've fallen, you're not sure, maybe I can get up, maybe I can't, we can assist you, but we cannot lift you. So we may contact 911 to come help with those things. If you need assistance with scheduling appointments with your physician, specialists, you need general first aid, blood pressure checks, any kind of vital check, Carol or I can help you with some of those things. Or again, security in the evenings or weekends. Medical transport or general transportation. So if we call 911 or we call for paramedic assistance, the EMTs or the paramedics are going to transport you to a local hospital for life-threatening conditions. Sometimes they will assess you and recommend that you go to the hospital. you still have the right to decline that. So they can either take you to the hospital or they will evaluate you, give you their recommendations, and then they will leave. You will have to sign a refusal form for not going to the hospital. General transportation here at Regency Oaks, we do have Daniel at extension 304. You can contact him anytime to request transportation to a doctor's appointment. We have the buses that take you to places like Publix and other things, but you do have to schedule those by appointment, and it's within Pinellas County only. His hours are 7:30 to 3:30, Monday through Friday. If your appointment is later in the afternoon, so say your appointment's at 2 o'clock, they may not be able to come back and pick you up because their hours have to stop right at 3:30. So make sure that you have an alternative in place if you do not have family members or friends to assist in getting you back home. I have listed a few things and I've put them out on the medical tables. So the Care Lift through Baycare, there's a phone number there. They also can help you between the hours of 7 and 3 p.m. Then we have the Lyft, which is an app that you can either use on your phone or the front desk can call and make arrangements for you to use that service to get back home, but there will be a charge on your monthly statement. And then we have the Uber app, which some people prefer. That's something that Regency does not contract with. You would have to do that on your own. Emergency contact information. Please, again, just ensure that your emergency contacts are listed on your health history forms and that I have a copy of it. I need their name and their phone number and your permission to speak with them about your medical conditions. Otherwise, if they call or we notify them that you've gone to the hospital, the only thing I can tell them is which hospital you were taken to. You would have to specify that you authorize us to speak for any other conditions. And you would also have to provide a consent for your emergency contacts to enter your apartment in the event you are unable to. Our fall response is we have a no lift policy. And this, I know, is very frustrating because a lot of times we see you and we just want to help you. But we could hurt you more, or we could hurt ourselves. Or your neighbors may want to try to help you, and then they fall and hurt themselves. And then we have 2 ambulances that we need to call. So we are strongly enforcing the no lift policy. We are not permitted to physically pick you up. We can take a chair, your walker, something stationary, and put it in front of you and help you, coach you, and guide you into lifting yourself. If you cannot roll over or sit up after you've fallen, you most likely need paramedics. So we can come and assess you. Again, if you press your pendant or you call the front desk and say, look, I slipped out of bed. Carol or myself or security are going to come check on you. Again, if you can't sit up or roll over, we're most likely going to call 911. And Sunstar paramedics will come and do a lift assist. It is free of charge. They do not mind. If you're fine, you haven't hit your head, you're not having any pain, that's all they have to do is lift you and be on their way. First aid and or wound care. So Carol or myself or any of the nurses or security that are here at Regency can give you basic first aid. Minor cuts or scrapes that can be covered with a Band-Aid, no problem. We can wrap your sprained ankle or wrist if you need to go out to the doctor or urgent care. Other than that, we cannot clean, treat, or administer any kind of sutures or staples or any kind of glue for cuts that you may receive. If it's larger than something that a Band-Aid can cover, you would have to go to urgent care, your physician, or the emergency room. Or we do have home health that can come in and assist you with your wound care. So again, the wellness nurse can provide general first aid, vital checks such as your blood pressure, temperature, your oxygen levels. And that's another thing. Please, 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 on your health history form, if you are on continuous oxygen or you require it at night or as needed, please let us know. Because if we have a power outage and you don't have oxygen, we have a major problem. We want to make sure that you have what you need 24 hours a day. If that changes, call me, call Carol, let the front desk know. We need to know if you are on oxygen, especially if it's continuous. Okay, she can also assess your symptoms and make recommendations for wellness care and put you in contact with our providers or your primary care physician. If you just need help scheduling appointments, let us know. If you need to seek urgent care for, again, wounds that require sutures or staples or glue, if you have a short-term medical concern that may require minor surgical procedures, digital x-rays, lab work, minor injuries, or occupational medicine, cold and flu-like symptoms, those are things that you could go to urgent care for if your primary is unavailable. I can tell you, just in my short time here at Regency, I have noticed that a lot of the primary physicians are very quick to help you. If I reach out on your behalf or I'm with you and we contact the doctor and say, hey, you know, she's running 101 fever, she's not feeling well, can she come in? 9 times out of 10, they're gonna get you in same day or first thing the next day. So if you need help with that, I have no problem reaching out. And then, of course, it's myself, Carol, security, and your provided emergency contacts that are here to help you anytime, day or night. If I'm not physically here on the property, I can be here in just a few short minutes. I have no problem coming back to help you, but reach out and let me know, okay? If you need help with an advance directive, let me know. I have contacts, I have the forms. Your DNR, your do not resuscitate, it does have to be on a yellow form, and we ask that you keep it on your refrigerator. Carol has some red folders, your emergency file of life information that you would put, same thing, emergency, medical information, do not resuscitate, living wills, those types of things. It can go on your refrigerator. Paramedics know to look for it. I know to look for it. Make sure if you don't have one, stop and get one, okay? Just let us know what your wishes are. We understand when you come to Regency, you want to be here and you want to be safe and you want to enjoy life. And we want you to do that as best you can and as safe as possible. So if there's something that you specifically want, for instance, I'll give you a story of my own as well. My father was a pharmacist for 56 years, and he passed shortly after he retired. But his one request for as long as I can remember was donate my body to science. I want people to learn from myself, from as many avenues as possible in teaching new and upcoming medical professionals. So that was something that I took control of. I made sure he went to the place he wanted to go and that he was donated. So if you have something specific like that that you want your children, extended family, healthcare surrogates to know, make sure we understand that. Because if you were to pass in your apartment and we don't have any of that information, and you have 2 or 3 children or nieces and nephews that come at me and say, well, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, we need to know what your wishes are, okay? So if you have questions about that, if you need references for local attorneys or people to help you with those types of plans, please come see me. I can help you navigate that, okay? So now we can start some questions. and then we'll get to our drawing.
Could you speak a little bit more about the protocol for if you need to go to urgent care? Let's just say that you're either not a driver anymore, or you're unable to drive yourself, and you need to go to urgent care. That's the best, plan for you at the time. How about that?
So that's where we would either contact Daniel in transportation to see if there's something available, which I will be honest, a lot of times there's not. He's pretty booked. But every now and then, they may have something. Otherwise, we would utilize the Lyft service, where your front desk receptionist would contact Lyft and say, so-and-so needs a ride to urgent care on Highway 19. They're going to schedule that for you. And then when you're finished, if you're not transported to the hospital or released with a family member or friend, then you would call the front desk and they would arrange to have you picked up.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question. What if somebody has cardiac episode and what if somebody has a cardiac episode and they need CPR and they need a defibrillator? Who here is qualified and where is the defibrillator?
So we do have them in all dining rooms. There's one here. I believe there's one at each front desk. Anyone, either myself, Carol, any of the nurses, we can administer CPR. We're going to do what 911 tells us to do or what our instinct tells us to do to help save you, unless you have that DNR. If you have that yellow page on your refrigerator, we're going to contact 911 and make sure you're as comfortable as possible and honor that DNR.
Two things. One is, having worked in a hospital and I'm a kidney transplant patient, I was told that if you want to donate your organs, it doesn't matter that you have that in writing. Your family has to know it because the hospitals will not take your organs unless the family agrees. So they said, make sure your family knows your wishes and is clear on it because it's not just having it in writing.
Correct. There are some instances, as I said, if your wishes are not known, your family can fight those things. However, I believe in the state of Florida, as long as it's on your driver's license, the hospital can honor that.
One other question, seems so simple. DNR order on the refrigerator. You collapse in the apartment alone. You're unconscious. When is the decision made? What do they do? Do they not resuscitate you? How do they determine when to do it and not to do it if you have a DNR?
That's a good question, and it may be more directed toward a medical professional, because I know it's a fine line. So
you know when it just dies, maybe.
Right. If it's something they're confident in saving you with minimal assistance, then I would assume that that's what they would do. But if they know that it's going to violate that do not resuscitate, then they may not.
Hi, this is really timely. Thank you for doing this, first of all. Secondly, could you explain a little bit about the relationship between Grace, Home Health, Carol, you, the providers that are coming from outside? I think things have changed a bit, and I just need to understand what we should expect.
Sure. So again, if you're having, a minor issue in your apartment, you have questions for Carol or myself, we can definitely come guide you through some of those health issues and help you get in contact with a physician or a specialist. Grace Family Home Health Care, we do partner with them. I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, know Joanne. She's here pretty much every day. She is with Grace, and they do accept most insurance policies, and they can help set up your home health where they come to you every maybe 2 to 3 days. They can help you with wound care. They can help you with therapy. They can help guide you in your health needs. And then once you're discharged from Grace, then we also have our in-home or in-house Regency therapists for occupational therapy, physical therapy, and then we have providers that come to the clinic here. We have some nurse practitioners, we have podiatrists, dermatologists, pharmacists. I'm working to get a few more specialists in, but right now that's about all we have.
Is Grace, I don't understand the relationship between Grace and, for example, I think it's PHC or PCH Healthcare and Scott Rollins.
Okay, so
I don't understand it.
So Scott Ralston is a nurse practitioner, and he does come here to the clinic. Grace and Scott refer one another, so they work closely together. Because Joanne is here every day, if you need to schedule an appointment with Scott, she's gonna get you on his schedule to see you. He's here every other Tuesday.
Well, that was my question. If you want to make an appointment with Scott,
Yes.
you go through Grace.
You can go through Grace or you can call his office, either one. But like I said, Joanne is here every day, so she knows you, she knows Scott. It's a little more convenient for her to just put you on his schedule.
With regard to the pendant, my question is, at one point I saw someone who had theirs on like a wristband, like a watch.
Yes.
Do you know of a place where we can get that if we don't like it hanging from our neck or on our waist?
I don't know a specific place. Betsy might know. The only thing that I can think of would really be Amazon or a medical supply store.
Okay, it's nothing you would find out and have them here and we could buy them from you and not have to search ourselves?
So at the front desk, you can ask, they have a couple different features that plug into the pendant, where there's a clip option, there is a chain option, so you can choose to hang it on either the cord it comes with or a different one, or if you switch it to the clip option, Chris, do you have your pendant on you?
I better.
I know, the test. All right, I know not everybody's gonna be able to see this, but this is a sample of where we've taken the little top piece off where it would hang from a chain, and we've switched it to a clip on the back. So there's this, and then there's the part that goes in a bracelet as well. So the desk has those. Unfortunately, this pendant system is a little antiquated, where it is harder to get the accessories for it anymore. So all we have is what's at the front desk, and that's as they come in, they're available to pick up. So just stop at the front desk and ask if they have the bracelet option there. And then you can choose the band if you don't want the one that we provide. The one we do is a Velcro band, so that it fits anybody and everybody.
Don't press the button.
Me again. Two things.
Yeah.
I named Scott Ralston as my primary care, and I went through a lot of frustration because I didn't know and didn't have any clue as to how to make an appointment with Scott. And it took a long time for me to understand and learn that Joanne McDermott was the one in charge. So for people coming in that want to name a primary care right here on property, that's really important that you brought that up, because that was difficult for me and very time consuming, because had to learn the hard way. The second thing I want to say is that I think there are times that you're talking about here where somebody needs an elder law attorney to help define, and that might be a good thing to have available as a list of elder law attorneys in our general area right here.
I do have a few. I've actually had one come in and do a speech on what she offers. And I have her paperwork in my office if you'd like to come pick it up. And then again, like I said, I'm trying to get a few more people to come in so that we have a little bit more of an understanding on a quarterly basis. If you can't make it, in December, you can make it in the spring. So we'll see about getting some more information out to you.
I have a pendant. It's in my bathroom, hanging from
anytime you're not sure if your pendant battery is working, you can always take it to the front desk. Either the front desk can push your pendant and verify that it is working.
What kind of training does security have that they're able to make assessments on ill people? And what happens on weekends when nobody's here?
Want me to take it?
Good question.
Okay, so all of the managers on duty and security have had some training in first responders. What it is none of us are medical providers, none of us are physicians. So our goal is to come to the apartment and see what your situation is. You know, maybe you're fine, that you bumped your pendant again, but it could be even some people push their pendant because they're vomiting. You know, they're just sick to their stomach and not feeling well. Some people have pushed their pendant because they're having chest pains. Some people push their pendant, you know, because they dropped the TV remote control down the sofa, you know, cushions. So it's random as to why we're responding to your apartment. So what happens is something like the remote control in your sofa cushions, absolutely security can help you with that and it's not a big deal. But for chest pains, you know, bleeding head wounds, we are going to call 911. So really security is there to assist you in calling 911, and they're the medical professionals that will assess you and determine if you need to go to the hospital. So again, we're just first responders to kind of see what is going on with you, what your situation is, and to get you the help that you need. Same on the weekends.
I think I'm probably loud enough that you can hear me as a former school teacher. Are the pendants waterproof? Because my fear is that I will fall into the shower and not be able to get to the chain to pull it, even though I'm in the bathroom.
So with that one, what I've had a couple residents do is have like a little command hook next to their shower. I don't recommend taking ours into the shower, but if you want to hang it on a towel, you know, something right there next to the shower, or you have that long string for your bathroom cord, that if you want to use that, you know, too, that will be the same response, that if you pull that cord, we will come to you as well. So, and most of the time that emergency alert cord, you know, is in the bathroom, and the string is long enough that it would be reachable to the shower. So.
Mine goes down, but not the way the door on my shower opens. It would come all the way. I mean, and it would get wet.
Yeah. Maybe you need a little hook next to your shower.
Mine is long enough if you're sitting on the jar, that's it.
Perhaps a year, maybe even 2 years ago, we had someone come to open an AED case and showed us what was there, with the promise that he or she would come back and show us how to operate it.
Yeah.
Do we still have that on the schedule?
He is actually at the health center today. He's going to be coming to my office after lunch, and we are going to schedule something to have him come into this room and demonstrate on that AED.
In the north, we had a pendant that you could take into the pool, and it stopped working maybe a year ago, and I don't think they replaced it yet. I don't know if there's a possibility to do that.
I have two things. One, I'm still a little bit hazy about the bandage phenomenon. You need a bandage. You know, the first thing says a Band-Aid. Well, yeah. But then the next thing on the list up there kind of indicated that there was more than just Band-Aid. Is that where do you draw the line? Because skin tears are really pretty common.
Question.
Yes, if you have a skin tear and it's, you know, say the size of a nickel and a Band-Aid can cover it, then we can absolutely help you with that. If it's larger than that and it requires antibiotic ointments or any kind of treatment from your medical professional, we cannot do that. So then that's when we would call in people like Grace Family Home Health, because they can come in and treat that wound until it is healed.
The other thing I just want to comment, and it might be worth researching this, before Brant left, there was an issue with the clicker for the alert system not responding to a person who had fallen. And he said that that alert does not work the other side of Regency Oaks Boulevard. It only goes as far as.
Correct. It
So, I mean, if
only,
you're gonna be walking your dog and you're on the other side of things, know that they wouldn't know that you need them.
correct. It only works along the perimeter of the property. And we are working toward possibly bringing in a new system, but we can't right now.
Well, you said it perfect. I'm talking about the road, like where marketing isn't covered. Well, that's what he told me, I'm just saying, I don't know the truth of it.
I think they've been tested in the entire perimeter of the property.
Okay, and that wasn't what he told me. Okay, that's good, thank you.
Anything else?
Yeah. Me again. The pull chain in the bathroom, can we, I hate this word, assume that it's working? Or do they need to be checked every so often?
If you want to check it, you're more than welcome to. Just call the front desk and say, so I'll explain to everybody the way the pull cord works. So let's say you're stepping out of the shower and you step on that cord and you get a call from the front desk that says, are you okay? We received a notification that you pulled your emergency cord. So the way that works is the string is tied to a little red lever and you just have to pop that back up and it lets us know that the alarm is canceled. So if that gets pulled, it should notify the front desk. And I've never had any issues with that, but you are all welcome to test it. I do recommend in the evening time when the front desk is not as busy. But that's, yeah, go ahead and give it a check, that is not a problem. And they'll call you to confirm that it's, but again, if you call them and say, hey, I just wanna check this,
Okay.
it saves some stuff for security when they're running back and forth, so.
Okay, thank you.
And real quick, one of the main concerns that I've heard over the last few days is the incident last weekend where one of the residents needed 911. So we have installed a telephone right out here in front of the clinic. It is white, it's on the table, and it will reach 911, it will reach an outside line, but you do have to press 9 and then 911.
And that instruction by the.
It is printed on the phone, yes.
Good.
In reference to the pull chain, just recently, maintenance came in and replaced the batteries in the pull chain, so there is routine maintenance on
Yes, I believe that was done sometime back in July.
it. No, ours was just a couple of weeks ago. But it takes time to do that many apartments too, so.
Yes.
Are they doing that? Are they doing that?
Yes.
So I should expect somebody to come in.
I would say so. They'll probably give you a call or put it out and let you know which building is going at what time.
Time is the essence. Yeah. Stroke, heart attack. Yeah.
I just wanted to ask about the forms. I gathered from our big printout that you have to get a special form filled out if you want your family members to have access to your apartment if you're
Correct.
in the hospital or the health center. So
Yes.
how do we do that? Do we pick that form up?
So I have those back here, or you can come to my office, or you can call me and I can put one in your mailbox.
Thank you.
Front desk has them as well.
Any more questions?
And again, anytime you have a question or a situation where you don't know how to go about it, call me, come see me, Carol as well. We don't mind helping you with any of these issues.
Well, and I think too, the reason that we held this meeting is I do want to just make sure to clear up the rumor that was going around that residents were under the impression that you are not allowed to ever call 911 directly. So please know that is false. You are absolutely allowed to call 911 whenever you want or need to. We do just ask that you notify the front desk that you have called so that we can print your paperwork to give to the paramedics as well as direct them to your apartment when they arrive. All right? Absolutely.
Makes sense.
I'm probably loud enough to hear, but it would be nice to have some kind of insert that could go into where our basic information is that covers this stuff, just exactly what you've shown out there. If there were pages, I can say I was here at the meeting, but will I remember everything that you just told me? I'm not sure.
So I can print these and put them in your mailbox, or I can send them out electronically to your email. Again, if you want that, just give me a call, let me know, I can.
I just think it would be a good idea for
Yes.
everybody to have updated information, and particularly with the pictures. We get, new people coming in and new positions, but we don't even know who they are. And it would help if we had something to identify them with.
Okay.
And then I will add to that too, that, that is one of the major undertakings that I've had for probably about the last 9 months now, is updating the resident handbook, because that is out of date, and that is a section that I will go back and review and see if there's any more information I can add to it to clarify what our emergency protocols are as well.
And if you're not in tune with 732, check it out. I have started putting all the directors' photos up there, a little brief bio about who we are, what we do. Every week there should be a new one on there, so check it out.
7:32.
All right, everybody have a great day.
Well, we're gonna do the drawing.
Never mind. John.